You ready?
Yeah.
Your weapon will kill.
The ultimate Forged in Fire matchup.
You are the Forged in Fire champion.
2 champion blades in a deadly weapon showdown.
It will kill.
20 blades, 20 champions. You decide the winner. Forged in Fire madness.
A pair of Bagh Nakh.
My name's Chad Hatfield, and I'm a full-time iron worker. Being an iron worker really helps me in the forge because we know a bunch of types of steel. We work with torches, we work with hand tools all the time, so I am gonna win.
Meaning tiger's claw, Bagh Nakh was a ruthless weapon originating from India. While concealed in the hand, it could serve up surprise attacks, resulting in deep gashes that pierced through both skin and muscle. This variation was called Bishwa Bagh Nakh and included a lethal blade that was made to resemble the sting of a scorpion. This design made it a triple threat where it could either thrust, slash, or claw its way into an opponent. One of the most well-known uses of the weapon is recounted in the history of the Maratha Empire, when Emperor Shivaji secretly wore a Bagh Nakh and fatally disemboweled his enemy.
Deerhorn knives.
My name is Nick. I'm the owner and sole smith of the Red Troll Forge. I do demonstrations on blacksmithing and try to keep people entertained. Most people know me as Grendel, the big red troll.
I'm having a good time. Rah!
Deerhorn knives are distinctive double-bladed weapons used as an extension of the body to counter and disarm opponents. The knives are unique to the 19th century martial art form Bagh Nakh. Students of this discipline train with the weapon in both hands to master techniques in slashing and seizing. Easily concealed in traditional Chinese garb, these mighty knives can be swiftly brandished to catch an opponent off guard and deliver deadly cuts with 4 horn-shaped points. The weapons are notably employed in the film Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
I'm at my home forge. I'm excited. Let's get this started. I'm using Damascus because if it comes down to aesthetics, that might give me an edge to my competitor. I want a nice bold pattern, and hopefully at the end of the day, I have the billets done. That turned out beautiful. I'm liking it. Claws are even. It's time to get ready for heat treat. There's 5 blades that I have to heat treat on 1 blade, so it's very difficult. That is a very straight blade. Time for the second one. I'm liking it. It looks really nice. I'm gonna put on the leather wrap for the handles to give it a little extra grip and to conceal the welds that I put on there. I'll test it and see if I like it. I think it'll be sufficient for stabbing. It can take a lot of abuse and also has a sharp edge. That's sharp. I feel really confident about these blades. I can't wait to see them being tested.
I'm back on my home forge, ready to make a really strange Chinese weapon. My big wow factor for this one is actually doing it out of Damascus. A few layers of steel stacked together, forge welded together to become one piece. In we go. The steels don't quite mix, so you get this nice pattern going through it. Everything's looking really good. There's 2 basic ways you can make this weapon. One is to take one large piece of steel, make cuts in it, and then bend it all out into shape. What I'm going to try to do is make it into 2 separate crescent shapes and forge weld where they overlap. So I decided to do a butt weld. I'm going to be cutting the crescents apart and welding it flat on, so now the edges will line up. It looks very nice. Ready to do the heat treat? No, I don't want to go in the fire again. My only concern right now is if this weird shape decides to warp at all, it could be a problem. Into the quench. There we go. That is as hard as the file. They didn't warp into a pretzel, so hey, I'm great.
All I have left to do is put the handles on and sharpen the blades. Putting the handles on is shaping the material a little bit, gluing them on, drilling the holes, and putting the pins in place to hold everything together. That's all ready to go. There's 7 different edges on this thing. Just freaking dangerous. It's all nice and sharp now. Let's see what we can do with this. I don't want to get hit by it.
Bladesmiths, to see what kind of lethal damage your weapon will do, we'll take your Bagh Nakh and deliver multiple slashes and thrust and claw at this big carcass. All right, Chad, your turn. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Chad. First up, the handle, it's on the thinner side. There's a little bit of movement there. But the positions where you have the claw is secure. It's safe. They're razor sharp. On the lacerations there, the slicing, it cuts deeply. Overall, your weapon will kill.
Thank you.
Well, RJ, I can see that your fighting skills have not changed since we were kids. You still scratch like a girl. Cat claws. To see how lethal your weapon is, I will deliver multiple slashes and thrusts on this pig carcass. Nick, you're next. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Nick, your weapon is very sharp. Grabbing your handle, it feels smooth with both scales in there. The angles you have really lacerate deeply. And overall, your weapon will kill. Good job.
Thank you.
Bladesmiths, to test the strength and durability of your Bagh Nakh, I'm going to be clawing and stabbing away at these logs. Remember, this test is all about what happens to your blades, not what happens to the log. Chad, you're up next. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, Chad, you lost one of your tips. The other one was scaring me, but it's in one piece. It held up well. I like that you did Damascus. I like the pattern of it. It's really pretty. Overall, well done.
Thank you.
To test the strength of your weapons, we're going to clamp them into our contraption back here. Once triggered, a staff will strike the center section of each of the blades, one time with a force of 2,000 pounds, simulating the kind of attacks these weapons could historically encounter in combat. Nick?
Just waiting for it, waiting for it.
In 1, 2, 3.
And it broke the stick.
3, 2, 1.
And it broke the stick again.
All right, well, first off, let's remember that the test wasn't about breaking sticks. It was more about how your blade reacts to being hit by that stick. There is no damage whatsoever. This is still a razor blade.
Oh,
Nicely done it.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, to test the sharpness of your blades, I'll be clawing and slashing at our Sandman here. Unlike the strength test, this is all about what your weapons do to this target. All right, Chad, you're up. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Chad, these are amazingly sharp. Each one of those cuts is beautiful and clean. They're very light, very fast. I think you did a beautiful job. These are very nice weapons.
Thank you.
To see how sharp your weapons are, I will take your weapons and deliver multiple slashes and stabs on this ballistic bag. The bag is outfitted with 2 posts, which simulates blocks or blows from pole weapons these knives will encounter in battle. Nick, you're up next. You ready?
Yeah.
Well, Nick, you can see that it penetrates deep, the angle that you have them in, and lacerates out. They're comfortable in the hand, and your blades will cut.
Thank you.
Now it's your turn. Which weapon will you choose? Forged in Fire Madness.